Another thing on the brake stuff is we have all new brake hoses and our metal brake lines, and we have pre-bent lines for a lot of different vehicles. They're already pre-bent. All you got to do is put them on and tighten them up on the fittings. Like this is a CJ2A front end line set. The brake lines have the aluminum like they were from the factory. You get the clamps that clamp them to the axle housings, and like the little S brake lines are included in the kits for to go from the brake hose to the wheel cylinders up in the front, which are usually always rusted out. And then the long line set that goes to the back, and then this other one goes up to the front. And then we also have the line set for the back axle. We have these kits for MBs, GPWs, 2A, 3A, 3B, CJ5s, the Willys two-wheel drive Jeepsters and station wagons with the tin box frames, and shortly we're going to have the pickup truck line sets, and we're also going to have the station wagon ones. So most of the older Willys models will be covered as far as having pre-bent brake lines, and so that when you put your brakes on the thing, you can put everything brand new on it. And another question that we have too also is, you know, should I put a dual reservoir master cylinder on? I'm not going to say that they're not safer, but I've been driving Jeeps, old Jeeps, for probably 35 years already, and every time I get an old Jeep and I'm going to put it on the road, I put all new brake stuff on. I don't mess around with it. And we also use silicone brake fluid. That fluid don't soak up the moisture, and we had really good luck with that. I mean, I have some Jeeps here that have the same brakes on probably for 10-15 years. I hardly drive them that much, so you know, it's nice that every time you don't have to fix the brakes every couple of years like you do with regular brake fluid. So if you put everything back to the way it was and get everything up to snuff, you shouldn't have any problem with the brakes. If you're going to put a V8 in it or something where you're going to be going 60-70 miles an hour down the highway, well then I would tell you, yes, put other brakes on, get a disc brake conversion and do something else with them. But if you're keeping it stock and keeping the original motor and things on it, the original brakes are not, can't compare them to new cars, but they're still not that bad, and they'll still stop you because they only go 45 miles an hour anyway with most of these old Jeeps. Another common question when people order brake parts is they're not really sure if they want to put new master cylinders and wheel cylinders on their Jeeps. Our findings over the years of messing around with this stuff is most of the time the brake stuff is junk. What happens is the master cylinder fluid deteriorates over years and it absorbs fluid, water, and then what it does is just sits inside the wheel cylinders and master cylinder, and just sits and rusts the bore, puts pit marks in the bore. Like this master cylinder, the whole inside is rusted fast, you can't even get it out, and you probably won't be able to see, but it's all pitted inside there. Now if you take any of your wheel cylinders or master cylinder off and they come apart, you got to hammer the pistons on or something, they're probably no good. If they look really nice and you don't see no marks in them and you hone them out, if the bore is perfect with absolutely any pit marks in it, you can use them over and then put kits in. But if there are any pit marks in them, you don't want to use them, because every time the rubbers in the wheel cylinders and master cylinder inside go over the pit marks, it starts chewing the rubber off, and after a short amount of time, then the brakes won't work again. The wheel cylinders will leak and the master cylinder won't hold pressure, and then you're back to where you were before. So, you know, when you order brake parts, just make sure you check all this stuff, make sure everything is in really good shape. If not, replace it, because your life depends on it, and so does somebody else's.
Just putting them up under the dash.